My mom and dad got a divorce the day before I went to kindergarten. Shortly after that, my mom got involved with the Open Arms program, which was a battered women's shelter. And with their connections with the Hills, we got in contact with Darren and the Our Father's Children organization.
So the way that I came into the OFC program was about 2014. Our biological father left us whenever we were 5, 6 years old. And so whenever my mom found my stepdad, we were really happy. We moved in, but things happened, life happened. So they separated, and about 2 years after they separated, he committed suicide. We ended up at a grief counseling class, which was held at the Hills Church. Through that class, my mom got introduced to Darren and the OFC program.
At age 7, I got to go to my first Royal Family Kids Camp, and I'll never forget getting off that bus and seeing my counselor there with that sign for the first time, and knowing that he was there to be with me for that whole week.
So I was almost 14 years old whenever I went to my first Onward and Upward retreat. And so on the first retreat, I remember getting onto the bus, didn't know anybody. We had school buses. I was nervous because I hadn't been away from my mom, especially in a trying time like it was. It didn't feel right to be away from family and such. Whenever we first pulled up to the camp, everybody's super nice. And through the weekend retreats, we got to experience a whole different life. I got to meet other teenagers who were in situations like mine or worse situations, and it was strange hearing their stories and seeing how we were so alike and how we could all come together there at that camp.
After my experience with the Royal Family Kids Camps, I moved on to Onward and Upward, and that's whenever I met Dan. Dan has been very influential in my life because he's been a good man of faith in a time that I never really had a man of faith in my life to look up to.
So I was at one of the Summit weekend retreats, and Mr. Darren came over and approached me about being a teen helper. The more I thought on it, the more I wanted to do it. So I approached him and I said, I would love to be a teen helper. Where do I sign up? My first 2 years as a teen helper, I did all 3 camps.
One of the other counselors that I met along the way, his name was Max, and he really just encouraged me to come volunteer with him over the summers at Royal Family Kids Camp and give back.
So we were at a Summit retreat, and Darren walks up to me again. He goes, have you ever considered becoming a counselor for the summer camp? And I was nervous because up until that point, I didn't have any responsibilities with the kids. I didn't have to keep up with them. I didn't have to dress them or anything. And so I was nervous again. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, it's time to move on from teen helper since. I talked to Darren and I was like, I would love to be a counselor. How do you sign up? And so he told me about going to the website and then going through the training. And while we were there for the training, Keith was also there. We were talking about becoming buddy counselors.
I remember my first Royal Family as a counselor, and just watching the kids get off the bus was a very surreal moment for me. I might have even shed a tear or two watching those kids get off the bus, because I remember being that kid looking for my name on a cardboard sign, and now then I get to be the person making sure that they have a good week at camp.
So whenever we think about the Our Father's Children program, and the way it's impacted Keith and our lives, it's only natural to want to encourage people to help support the ministry. So a way that you can help is by donating money. It takes money to be able to send the kids and teens to camps and retreats, and it takes money to help the ministry help people. Another way is to be a prayer partner and pray for the kids, pray for the teens that go on camps and retreats, and all the volunteers that are there to help. And then the biggest way that you could help support is by volunteering. By giving a week of your time during the summer, or even a weekend, you're showing the kids and you're showing the teens that there's somebody out there that love them and care for them and want to help give them hope.
The cool thing about going to the All Father's Children program is that I went from the kid who needed help to being the one who can give the help. Coming from Royal Family Kids Camp whenever I was 7 all the way through all the programs, that really has just improved a lot in my life, and I wouldn't be such a good person today if it wasn't for these programs.
So the Our Father's Children program has really helped me since I first came into the program. From our biological father walking out to my stepfather now passing, it was just a dark part of life for me. Being able to come into the program and have father-like figures, so to speak, being able to show you God and show you different ways that you can turn a bad situation into a good one, it really gave me hope for the future.